Hello dear students, welcome to the another video tutorial of parasitology and welcome to the part 4th of these sessions of the Taenia Solium. We have seen the in last session the fertilized egg development up to the morula, and then it get converted into the hexacanth. The hexacanth is nothing but the packed egg or the packed fertilized embryos or the morullas of uh, the egg that are packed in this particular hexacanth. Then after the gravity prolactid, which pass out from the host body, contains the embryos in the oncosphere stage. Okay, during in this hexacanth, the oncosphere stage embryos are situated in a particular proglottid. Okay, and that particular proglottid, which is get converted into the hexacanth, that particular uterus is get converted into this hexacanth, which is look like a bamboo um, bamboo plate. Okay, and which having the cocoons are arranged in the circular sequence. Likewise, these um, proglottid, in this proglottid, the oncosphere stage um, embryos are packed and get arranged in the circular manner. Okay, so this particular hexacanth is thrown out of the body of the host, that is the its host, that is the in the pig. Okay, transmission to the secondary host, that means the transmission of this particular hexacanth into the human intestine, or the this will be the infective stage to the human by means of this hexacanth. Okay, the graviproglottid, or sometimes when they disintegrates. Okay, and the oncospores or the oncospheres are eaten up by the pigs with the human feces. Okay, and that after the graviproglottid is going to get expels from the human which is already infected, then the from the its primary host. Okay, and then the transmission to the secondary host, that means to the in the intestines of the that particular secondary host, which is nothing but the pig or the cattles. Okay, the gravid proglottid, or sometimes when they disintegrates, the oncospores are eaten by up by means of the pigs with the human feces due to their corpophagous habit. So what we mean by the corpophagous habit, that means one particular living organism is um, going to eat the fecal material of another organism. Okay, that is known as the corpophagous behavior. Okay, that corpophagous behavior habit, due to that habit, this particular hexacanth is going to transmit by means of the some they disintegrates the oncospores. Okay, after reaching in the stomach of the pig. Okay, these capsules shells are and the other membranes around the hexacanth are dissolved, resulting into the liberation of this hexacanth. Okay, and that liberation is leads to release. Okay, that particular eggs. Okay, however, this hexacanth how starts boring through the intestinal wall with the help of a pair of unicellular penetration gland found in it between the hooks. The hooks do not play any role in the boring the intestinal tissue. Okay, and but they help in anchoring the the hexacanth is entered into the blood vessels of the intestine passes through the heart and finally comes to lie the steered the muscles, okay, and in any part of the body, okay, but they usually settle in the muscles of a tongue, okay, neck, heart and shoulders, okay. So these particular hexacanth enters into the blood vessels, okay, and they are migrating to muscles to get fixed their position, okay, and that particular hexacanth is settled in the muscles of tongue, neck, heart and the shoulder of the pig, okay. After reaching in the muscles they lose their hooks, increase in size there, okay, and acquire a fluid filled central cavity, then they become insisted in a cuticular covering to become a cysticerci, okay, and that uh, cysticerci or the bladder worm, they get converted into the bladder worm, okay. The cysticercus of this Taenia solium is called as the cysticerus cellulose, okay, and this cysticerus celluloses, okay, and that's cysticerus cellulase, okay. As you can see in this picture that this particular hexacanth, which is um, named as the A section, that is the young oncospore converted, that particular egg is converted into the young oncospore, okay, and then it gets converted into these particular mature oncospore, and that mature oncospore is having the hexacanth, which is uh, which is mature enough to develop its hook to get attached to the intestinal or the to attach to the muscle wall of that particular animal into the tongue, shoulder or the neck sections, okay, and that if it is mature enough to having the hooks, okay, they are going to attach to the muscles, okay, and through they reach to muscles during the their migration through the blood vessels, okay, and this bladder shape is converted by means of the invagination, okay. Invagination means the uh, displacement of the some particular part of the cells, okay, towards the inside, and that particular segment going to invaginate innerward, okay, and that bladder shape is going to get formed. That's why is known as the bladder worm, okay. So as you can see the bladder worm with the invagination into the picture D, okay. As you focused on the picture E, that is of the bladder worm with the um, proscolex, okay. That means the development of this colex is happen over there, okay, and that after these suckers going to form in this colex, okay, the rostral hooks are forms, okay, the rostellum is going to form, okay, the body of this bladder like shape, okay, and the proscolex is going to invaginate from that particular um, bladder worm, okay. So as you shift towards the picture F, okay, that is the bladder worm with the invaginated or the evaginated scolex, okay, and that evaginated scolex, that means it is the suckers are fully developed, okay, and its hooks, that is nothing but the rostellum, is going to matured enough to get attached already, and that hooks are well developed and going to insert into the muscles, okay, and they are going to attach, okay. So the flesh of a pig or pork containing these cysticerci appears white spotted, okay, and that cysticerci, that young oncospores after the that mature oncospores, okay, and these free hexacanth, and these all fetal development of this particular animal is going to get into the human intestine again, okay. So this flesh is going to eat by means of the humans, okay, the raw or the undercooked or less cooked meat of this pork or the kettles is eaten by means of humans, okay. During that particular process, this if we eat the infected meat, okay, the if humans going to eat this infected meat or by of the these pigs, it's that pig flesh of this pig is named as the pork, okay, and that undercooked uh, pork having the cysticerci, which is upper white spotted, okay, and that is going to eaten by means of the humans, and after that the young oncospore is going to get into the human intestine, and there this particular process of this bladder worm happens, okay. After reaching to get the suckers or the going to get hooks, developed hooks, that particular worm, that bladder worm going to attach to the human intestinal mucosa, okay, and that human intestinal wall is going to adhere this particular type of the um, bladder worm, okay, and that bladder worm going to increase their size, their proliferation, and going to mature there, going to again meeting purposes, they are going to find a partner, okay, again copulation is going to happen, okay, after that again fertilization of the eggs going to happen, again that immature proglottid going to mature, okay, and that mature proglottid after the fertilization, by the self fertilization, that eggs are again going to packed into the that particular manner hexacanth, and again that are going to pinch off, and again it going to displace by means of the fecus, and again the new pig is going to eat that particular hexacanth by means of the its carpophagous behavior, okay. And again this, as you can see the last picture, that is the picture G, is nothing but the cysticercus with neck budding of proglottids, and this particular cysticercus is going to eat by means of humans into the pork, okay. So this cysticercus or the bladder worm, what is it, okay. We are explaining about the that last picture, okay. As you can see the rostral hooks, okay, you can see these colex, you can see these suckers, okay, well developed suckers, you can see the bladder, okay, you can see the neck budding off to the proglottids, okay. We are going to explain what is this bladder worm is, okay. So the cysticercus or the bladder worm, okay, so it is the larval stage of the Taenia solium, which has been formed by the transformation or the modifications of the hexacanth stage, okay. So we have seen its transformation to the one particular hexacanth to the bladder worm, okay. So this transformation or the modification of the hexacanth stage is nothing but the cysticercus or the bladder worm. So it is the bladder-like sac filled with the clear watery fluid having mostly blood plasma of the host. Okay. So the wall of the bladder consists of an outer cuticle and inner mesenchyme. Okay. The thickening arises gradually on the side of a bladder, which makes the anterior end of these larval stages. So the thickened areas invaginates as a hollow knob, okay. The thickened areas of this particular bladder is invaginate and forming the hollow, that knob, that lumen is formed, okay, into the picture D. Okay, so a thickening arises gradually on one side as a bladder, which makes the anterior end of this larva. So the thickened area invaginates as a hollow knob, okay, and the surface hooks are developed and it's to the bottom. Okay, now after the surface hooks are developed, so this inverted knob is called as the proscolex. As you can see the picture E, the inverted knob is called as the proscolex. Okay, and that particular proscolex bears the suckers, hooks and rostellum. Okay, and in fact of the embryo at this stage is called as the cysticercus. Okay, and that cysticercus or the bladder worm, whose further development does not take place unless it reaches to the main host, that is the man. After the cysticercus, okay, as you can see the picture G, okay, after the cysticercus, this further development is not going to happen into the pork itself. Okay, it has to find the host, its main host, that is nothing but the man, its primary host. If that particular cysticercus is not going to find the main host, okay, the uh, further fetal development is not going to occur of that particular bladder worm. Okay, so the transmission to the primary host, how the infection is going to transmit into the primary host, that is the man. When man, the main or the primary host, is ingest raw or improperly cooked pork containing the cysticerci or measly pork, okay, and these cysticerci becomes active in the intestine of a human being. Okay, so the actually their bladder is digested in the stomach. Okay, what, whose bladder? It is the bladder worm's bladder. Okay, and that bladder is digested in the stomach of the host, that is the primary host in man, and the proscolex get evaginated or turned inside out. Okay, turn inside out means going to change their position. If it having the position upward, turn inside down. Okay, so after that neck is going to turn inside down. Okay, and that rostellum comes to form to the surface of the intestine of the adult. So thus a scolex and a small neck is formed. So the scolex anchors itself to the mucous membrane of the intestine, and the neck polyphotes as a series of proglottids to form the strobila. Okay, so as we see the what will be the, that bladder is containing the RBCs or the that particular in filled in this particular bladder to get nourish these particular larval stage of the this particular uh, host. Okay, and that particular parasite is going to get nourished by means of that bladder is filled with the RBCs. Okay, so that it takes nearly 10 to 12 weeks to proscolex to be converted into adult Taenia. Okay, after the infections, after the it reaches to the mucous membranes and going to get adhere over there. After the adherence of that particular parasite, it um, going to take 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, and 8 to 10 weeks, sorry, and after that the life history of this, or the life cycle of this Taenia solium, is uh, not so complicated, because it does not involve any asexual generations. Okay, after that it going to mature and find a sexual partner. Okay, sorry, the sexual partner is not required, hence it is the hermaphrodite. Okay, so asexual generations are not happen in this particular Taenia solium life cycle. Okay, so however, these the complete life history of the Taenia solium you may be represented with the help of this following flow chart, that you will be going to remember this particular life cycle of this Taenia solium, okay, by means of these particular following steps. If you recites, or if you going to get remember these particular flowchart steps, you will not find any difficulty to get solve your 10 marks question on this particular life cycle. You if you studied these four type of the life cycles, definitely one life cycle will come for the 10 marks in your term and examinations. So the adult tapeworm in the human gut, okay, that this is the first step, that fertilize egg in a mature proglotid. Okay, then the second step will be the egg capsules in a gravid proglotid. Okay, third step will be the oncospheres in a gravid proglotid. Okay, fourth will be the gravid proglotid or the oncospheres in the human fetus. Okay, fifth four will be the corpophagus pigs going to uh, out from the human body with the feces, and sixth step will be the oncospores in a gut of a pig due to corpophagy. Okay, seventh step will be the hexacanth in the gut. Okay, eighth step will be the hexacanth in the intestinal blood vessels of pig. Okay, the next step will be the hexacanth in the heart, hexacanth in the muscles, okay, and attachment of that particular hexacanth, and cysticerus in the stripped muscles, okay, mesopox, okay, and next step will be the cysticerus in the gut of a human being, okay. Again, the new human being is going to infect over here, and adult worm again into the human gut, okay. So this will be the life cycle of particular Taenia solium, that is the diagrammatic life cycle. Okay, let's start with uh, the cysticerca in the surface view. Okay, so the cysticircus in the surface view, that will be the again that particular processes is going to happen, and as you can see in the enclosed hexacanths. Okay, so the pig intestine is having that particular corpophagus behavior seen by means of these particular pigs. Okay, let's start with the pig secondary host, or the how that particular um, pigs going to get infected. Okay, as you can see, the ripe or the gravid proglottid, isolated or the loaded with eggs, pass out in the fecuses. Okay, then the branch uterus containing the egg ingested by a pig by the corpophagus behavior. As you can see the bottom of this picture, that the encysted hexacanth the into the pig intestine. Okay, then these, after that migrations, that mesopoke eaten by man, that are situated into the shoulders, neck, or um, the muscles of this pig. Okay, and that mesopox, that is the uncooked or the undercooked pork, is eaten by man. Okay, the cysticercae is in the surface views, as you can see the circular things, which are the also known as the bladder. Okay, the cysticercae in the surface views are going to cysticercus in the sections with the invaginated scolex. As you can see where there the invagination happens and the scolex is going to mature into the human intestine. And then these invaginated scolex are attached to the intestinal walls to the invading the surface mucous membranes. That adult tapeworm again going to get the immature, mature, and they are going to pass through the ripe gravity proglottids into the located with the egg passes out in the fecuses. Again, that are going to find a new pig. Again, that new pig is going to get slaughtered. Again, that going to find a new man to complete its life journey. Okay, so we are going to stop here and we will meet in the next session to complete with this particular chapter 5, and we will shift towards the next topic. Thank you.